everybody, this is Curtis with Team Heroes. I'm going to be going over a Blue Eyes deck today. This is more or less just a test for me right now. This build, it's working so far, but definitely I'm probably going to test around different builds, different ratios and stuff. This is just going to be a test. In the extra deck, there are a few things I am missing as ordered, but I wanted to get this profile out just so we can, I wanted to get it out so we can talk about it, discuss it a little bit, see what you guys like. But this is what I'm starting off with so far with. I really enjoyed it so far. It's working well. These ratios actually, ironically, are working very well for me. But I'm going to get into it. Obviously, I'm playing 3 Blue Eyes. Some people talk about playing 2. I really don't see a reason to play 2. Yeah, it can brick, but there's so many ways of getting out of your hand, and it's such a sadly, vanilla is such a necessity that I feel like you just definitely need to play 3. So there's play 3 vanilla, and I play 3 alternate whites. This card, honestly, is the best card in the deck, in my opinion. It can suck at times to have multiple in hand, honestly, because a lot of times, one thing I've noticed playing this card is I'll draw multiple of it, and then not have a way of drawing into what I need, because like I'll draw this instead of the draw engine. Doesn't happen often, but it's something to think about. If you wanted to try 2, you could. I personally like 3, and I feel like I would never play it without having all 3. But it is something to keep in mind. I play 3 Sages. This card is actually insane. You can either search Tuner, so you can summon Blue Eyes off of it, and it's also Tuner itself. Not much else to say about it. I would never play anything less than 3. Play 3 Whitestones. Same with this card. This card is usually good to search if you already have something, other things, or if you need a situational card. But I would say about 60% of the time you're going to be searching one of these cards to get rid of. It allows, if you don't know what it does, it allows you to, if one of this card is sent to the graveyard at the end phase, special summon a Blue Eyes monster, or if it's in your grave, you can banish it to add a Blue Eyes monster from your grave to hand. Play 2 Spirit White. This is my least favorite of the deck, but you have to play it 2, because there are times where it's going to be one of your only options, or if there's like pesky back rows, helps you clear it, because honestly, it's not the greatest card. Even the stats are even lower than normal Blue Eyes with it. I'm sorry that they're common. These are hideous. But I don't want to go out of my way to get the Ultra right now. But if you can try playing 1. See, some people play the 1. I'm actually debating on playing 1, because even though the situation is important, you can always get to it. But so far it's okay too. I'm not drawing out too often. I'm not drawing it too little. But I really hate this card. I'm only playing 1 Whitestone Legend. I normally, whenever I summon Sage, I'm not searching this. It's very seldom that I actually need this card, but it is here because there will be a situation, I'd say about 10% of the time, that you will need it and you wish you had it. Plus it's a tuner, and you really need you need some sort of tuner in a sec. I played 1 Catsith. This is another debatable card. It's not worth siding if you were to decide to take it out of the main, in my opinion. It's just a 1 card pop. I like it in the main so far. A lot of builds don't play it, some builds do still. I personally still like it because it can out specific problems. Like Twin Twister essentially turns into a pop 3 with it, which is nice. Especially if you're going in Draco, you can clear out the board a little bit easier. But honestly, if you're looking for something cut something to cut, then this would be the card to go. Honestly, this would be the first option. But I do enjoy it. Play 2 Effect Failures and 1 Maxi for the hand traps. Effect Failures, they're not the greatest card, but because you can search them, it makes the card a lot better. If it wasn't searchable, there'd be no reason to play it at all in this deck, but since obviously Sage can search it, I do enjoy it too. And then for the spells, I'm playing 3 Trade-In. Almost every deck is a level. Every card in the deck is level 8, and it doesn't matter if they're engraved, honestly. And I'm playing 3 Melody. I really enjoy the Melody. The card itself is a free +2. Well, it's not a +2, it's a +1, but it's really nice. Well, I guess it's not really a +1 either. It's discard 1 to add. It's not a +1 at all, but and the more I think about it, it's not a +1 at all. It's a neutral. It's essentially 2 for 2, but it's really good because it cycles through your deck faster. It gives you cards you need. It doesn't have. It's a super odd amount of restriction in this deck. It's just 3,000 by 2,500. The only card you can't add is Spirit Dragon, which I don't see myself adding Spirit Dragon in my hand often. It's probably one of the best cards in the deck. Play 3 Return. This card's dumb. Call the Haunted without being a trap, and also protects your dragons. I'm only playing 2 Silver Scry. Don't think I want to play 3. It's good for mid to late game. It's okay early. If you have like a bad hand, it helps with that a little bit. But other than that, it clogs the hand. If you see this early and you don't have a way of getting your blue out of the grave, you're kind of like, well, wish this wasn't in my hand. Which goes to say the same with this, but there's no reason to play. If I get to play 5 with this card, there'd be no reason for this, obviously. It is quick play, so like if you're trying to like protect yourself from dying, you can mess around with that a bit, or if you're trying to manipulate some things, it helps with that nature. But it's playing 2 Twin Blister. It has a lot of synergy in this deck because you don't care if things are in the hand or grave a lot of the time. Their effects are fine. They're usually getting to grave anyways because you need them there. And also, this is how you get Cat's effect off. Play 1 Consonance. Some people play 2 to 3, but since I'm only playing 1 Legend, I don't really see a need for more than 1. I'm testing it out. I might try it at 2 here soon, but for now I'm definitely gonna keep it at 1. 1 Upstart is, well, you really need to see what you really need to get the cycle through your deck as fast as possible in this deck, so it's nice to have. 1 Soul Charge. This deck honestly has a lot of grave power. Most of your cards will be in the grave at some point, and this gets you really powerful plays. You can come back from literally nothing with this card in this deck. 1 Regeki. It's nice to answer some boards. It's pretty self-explanatory, I guess, but some decks I don't really like playing this all in, but you kind of have to, unfortunately. It sucks seeing it first, going first. But it's there when you want to push your game. It's nice to have. I'm going to play 1 Dragon Shrine. I'm testing this out. I'll probably bump this up to 2, but for now I'm testing it on 1 because I found myself, when I see this card, I'm like, because sometimes you already have the cards in the hand that you need, and sending any extra cards kind of sometimes defeats the purpose. So so far I'm liking it at 1. It shows up when I need it. I probably will bump up the 2 so I can see it more early game, but so far 1 is working perfectly fine for me. I'm not seeing it when I don't need it. It's there when I need to see it, and it's not as dead as often, because a lot of the times I feel like when you get to that point, like either middle late game, you're drawing probably, with a decent hand, you're probably drawing anywhere between like 2 and 10 cards. If you don't see this early game, it's not a big deal at that point. And if you see it mid to late game, it's kind of like, well, I wish I didn't have this, because it could have been something else more important. So I really like this at 1 so far. And then I'm only playing 2 Strix and a Warning. That's all the traps I'm really playing. The deck protects itself enough as is, I feel. Because if your monsters die, it's not a huge deal. You have cards like Return of the Dragon Lords and Silver Scry to get back your board, or Soul Charge. These are here just to really kick your opponent while they're down, essentially. And then for the extra deck, I'm missing a few cards like I mentioned earlier. I ordered them. They should be here probably in the next week or so, so they'll definitely be here for the next profile for this one, updated a little bit. It's not really a necessity, but they are very nice to have. So I'm playing 2, I'll go over which cards they are once we get there. I'm playing 2 Spear Dragons. I feel like that's all you need. You could play 3, but you probably won't make 3, I'll be honest with you. 2 I think is a perfect number. I'm playing 2 of this. For the Azure Eyes, I see some people playing 1, which is a fine idea. I was thinking about that as well. But even with the cards I have, the extra deck isn't that tight. Honestly, you can do whatever you want. But it's nice because sometimes, even though you have the other options from the other dragons, some games are just kind of generic, and you just want the second Azure Eyes, honestly. Then I play 1 Crystal Wing. It's pretty easy to make Crystal Wing. You can go into like a 7 dragon and a tuner, boom, you're done. You can go Spirit Dragon, summon 7, and then normal summon tuner or summon tuner by other mean, and then make Crystal Wing. It's really easy. I'm playing 1 Michael. That's a light dragon, obviously. It's good to banish problematic cards, and it's a free summon, so if it's something very particular you can't just beat over or destroy, you can get Michael to banish it. You can also use Michael just as an extra spot. You can like pop Spirit Dragon, send Michael, summon tuner, make Crystal Wing. The other 7 I would play is Moonlight Dragon. For some reason, no one around here has one. They're, for some reason, difficult for me to grab. Hold up, even though they've been printed twice in one of the set people bought hundreds of. Can't find it around here, so I had to order it. Sorry about that, guys. But that card, it doesn't come up often, but there will be cases where you'd rather bounce the card rather than destroy it. And in that case, that card is very important. I'm playing 2 Felgrands. This would be a second Hope Harbinger if I had it, but at the same time, it's like a lot of the cards are targeting effects now, so I feel like Felgrand's actually a little bit underrated compared to the other cards as of now. I actually, ironically, feel like this is a slightly better card if you're forced to go into like a matchup against like True Draco, because they do a lot of targeting. And Hope Harbinger isn't as good in that matchup. It's still very good, but like if they had 2 diagrams, which in my case I feel like they always have multiple diagrams, it just doesn't really. I feel like Harbinger just kind of gets overpowered by it, and they don't really care about the card as much. So if I have to go into an Exceeds against them, I'd rather go into Felgrand. I'm playing one I'll this card's hilarious. It's very unpredictable. You get free resources in the grave with them. If you feel like you need something, you can try to get that card. Or like if say you need, like say you want Soul Charge, you have what you need. You're in Soul Charge. You call Soul Charge. If it's not Soul Charge, you bounce your monster. Bounce opponent's monster. If you need to get rid of a card that, like I said, you need to bounce again. You can. It doesn't. You can just call like Exodia or something and detach, get a card engraved, summon it back to like Silver Scry or something, and then bounce that monster. Then I play One Hope Harbinger. Card's still amazing. Don't take what I said earlier as if this card's trash. This card's probably the best Exceeds that you'll make. It's really good, and it's also a dragon, so like you can protect it as well. And I play 1 Lancelot. I like the negation is nice, and also like if you're like trying to clear someone's board, or if they have a board and there's no back row and you're trying to finish out the game, you can summon him and attack directly for game. I really like this card. It's really good. It could be taken out if you wanted to, if I had an extra room, but I feel like this deck has a lot of versatility. I don't have the other cards I had to order I had to order the Dark Matter package. You play the Dark Matter and also the Galaxy Eyes monster that you would need for it. Whether it be like full armor or the other one, the Cypher Dragon. Cypher Dragon's really good. I ordered that as well. It's pretty much just it clears the board for you can take monsters. Makes the board easier to deal with for your opponent. It becomes a problem. And the only, like I said, the only other thing is the full armor and the Dark Matter. Those cards you can play without them easily. Definitely order them. They're pretty cheap, and it helps the deck out. You're not going to go into Exceeds as often as it seems. A lot of the time you'll be going to Spirit Dragons. It's usually a better play. The Exceeds are really good too. Is a situational on the deck you'll be playing against. But I definitely wanted to answer around different builds. There's a lot of things you can do with this deck. I want you guys also let me know what your opinions are. What things you like playing, what things you would add, what your personal preferences are. It'd be really nice to go around and see what everyone else likes, because there's a lot of things you can do with this deck for as little. It doesn't seem like it would be, but once you can sit down and build it, you're like, wow, there's actually just a ton of different like gimmicks you can use with this. But I do thank you guys. I thank everyone for watching, and please like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day.